What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about why the market was down for a lot of Chinese stocks today. Bunch of stuff coming out from China this morning, causing everything to go down. We're also going to talk about Nio hitting another goal with their battery swap stations. And then we're also going to talk about Lucid actually IPOing this morning, hitting the IPO right on the NASDAQ, opening it up and everything. So stick around for all of that. And if you guys are new here, I'm Mike, he's Chad, and we talk about stocks around here. We talk about Nio all the time. So if you're into that, hit the sub button. Also, we're trying to hit 6,000 subs by the end of this month. So if you're not subbed to the channel yet, change your life and hit the sub button. I guarantee it's going to be an improvement for you. But without further ado, man, let's give it some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So first things first, let's talk about why a lot of the Chinese stocks are down. So basically, over in China, basically people are fearing that Beijing's going to crack down and put more sanctions on a lot of basically people making money over there. They don't like it. So the Hang Seng index today was down 4.1% over in China, which is over 1,000 points, and that's the most they've seen in over a year, and they haven't seen this kind of drop since May of last year. They said steep losses in the education stocks are what caused a lot of the Chinese stocks to fall off today. You know, kind of bled over, just typical like what it does here in the United States as well. It just kind of, when something bad happens, it usually bleeds over to other stocks as well. But Castor Pang, who is the head of research at Core Pacific in China, said, I don't think investors can do any bottom fishing at this point because they don't know where the bottom is. So pretty much what he's saying right now is that everything's dipping. We kind of want to buy the dip, but we don't know when the dip's going to stop dipping. So how do you buy the dip when the dip just keeps dipping? And so he said he sees panic selling as investors are pricing in the possibility that Beijing will tighten regulation on all sectors that have seen robust growth over the last couple years. So you expect the EV sector over in China to keep blowing up. Like we all do. Yeah. They have some of the best EVs in the world right now, you know, coming out of China, especially Nio, XPeng, you know, Li Auto. A lot of them doing really good right now. So it sounds like there could be a possibility that Beijing, you know, tightens that, which, you know, puts more fear into the U.S. investors as well of more possible delistings. So we get questions on that all the time. And, you know, whether or not they're going to pull the rug on that, which, again, we don't think that's going to happen because that's pretty much like China just ripping money from the companies that they want to succeed. So, yeah, a lot of fear coming out of there. And also the U.S. and China had diplomatic talks today. A little heated, too. A little back and forth, finger pointing. They were talking from everything from COVID-19 to human rights, all the way up to cybersecurity. You know, China was basically picking on the U.S., calling them a bunch of bullies. And Chad, you were saying that, you know, the U.S. was pretty much pointing fingers at China for the last cyber attack that we had. Yep. So just a lot of back and forth. Yep. Exactly. So let's go ahead and look at Nio, show you guys what it's doing. Again, the market's going to close here in the next 8 minutes or so, and we'll talk about it. So we can see this is Li Auto. This is not Nio. Get it together here. So we saw a massive drop-off this morning. This was down 4% when those articles came out about the tensions rising over in Beijing, about more regulation on money-making abilities over there. And it completely bounced off of that. As soon as the market opened, we can clearly see it shot way up, all the way up to $45, and then it's just been a slow bleed throughout the rest of the day, you know, coming back down to $43.
Yeah, we were up like 2% at one point, over 2%, and then it just slowly just sells off, which a lot of times I kind of expect that because people that bought at the bottom this morning, you know, they're up, I don't know, 7%, so it kind of makes sense for them, for you to see like some sort of a sell-off. That's usually what happens, but...
Exactly. So now XPeng was down. Alibaba was way down today. DD's down. The only one that was really up was Li, but they just got clearance for the Hong Kong listing at stock exchange. So that's fantastic news for them. So you know, we should see
sometime soon.
Exactly. You know? That's the hope. That's the hope. So hopefully things rebound tomorrow, you know, kind of push this crap out of the way, because it's not fair that, you know, Nio is such a great company, and we're trying not to be biased. We're trying to just, but with us being bulls, like, we think Nio's a fantastic company, and they're just being beat down because they're related to Chinese.
Yeah, and it's pretty unfortunate because, like you said, they're such a great company doing such great things, but the stock doesn't really reflect that just because of all the crap going on right now. So it's pretty unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess, at this point.
Right. But Nio did have some big news today. They hit 321 battery swapping stations today. Again, we talk about it all the time. They do have a goal of 700 swap stations by the end of this year. Started out with like 500, and we thought that was like a little reaching.
You're
but
right.
then the company's like, yeah, no, we're aiming for 700.
Right.
And apparently that 500 was what, William Lee's goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully, they keep on this track. It's almost like every day now we start to see 3-4 of these charge stations open up. I think yesterday they had like 318 or something like that. Just slowly opening them up. But another big thing on the market today, Lucid CCIV finally converting over to Lucid stock, and that opened up on the NASDAQ this morning. Peter Rollison opened it up this morning. I know they had like a big ordeal over in New York with him ringing the bell and all that stuff. Lucid up right now. It was upwards of 12%.
Yeah,
but now we're sitting at about 7.5%.
Yeah, there's a nice little buyback here at the last 5 minutes or so after a little sell-off. But yeah, it was up way up. This morning it was just blast off, and then it was kind of just sideways the rest of the day until, around 3 o'clock or so, and there's been a little bit of a sell-off, but I mean, we're still up 8%, so I can't complain.
I mean, I'm not going to complain either, honestly.
Right.
Like, who would? But let's go ahead and look at that stock as well, and we'll show you guys what's going on with it. But similar to this morning, it didn't really have much of a dip, but it did hit down towards the 25 mark, and then it pulled all the way up to $28.50. And like you said, I mean, we got a nice little buyback here. I mean, we were just sitting at 7.5%. Now we're up 8.5%.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. Fat money here, guys. We got a 356 power hour moving in hot here. Let's see where this takes us, and hopefully we just keep going. I would like to see 10% by the end of the day. That would be lovely.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens. But we can see on the Twitter of Lucid Motors, we can see that again. They did have a big opening this morning. You can see it plastered all over New York City. The NASDAQ. You got the Lucid over here. I think this is great to get their name out. I can't imagine there's a whole bunch of people who, if you're not invested in stocks, like you probably don't know what Lucid is. You've probably never heard of Lucid Motors. They obviously had the Lucid Air here, probably the Dream Edition. Just nice plastered all over New York. They got some pictures all over the place. Again,
it's gonna be some
opening
good
up.
advertisement right there.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And, again, with Peter Rollison right here in the middle, kind of a good day for them. And he was all over the news today as well. So, again, that's playing a big role in the stock jumping up. Look at that, man. Might get our wish.
9.5%.
Yeah, let's get it, guys. You heard it here first. 10%. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully this keeps going in this direction. Again, I don't think we're going to see this really move up like crazy. Because we've been stuck in this range of $22 to $30 essentially,
right.
$28 for quite some time. I really don't think we're going to move out of that until we start to see deliveries happen.
Yeah, either see deliveries or we get, some more news of deliveries, as we get closer. And they start actually releasing business news more than they have been now, which is pretty much nothing. So, yeah. Then you start releasing some information in cars, and then this thing will start moving up. And, Bob, we are over 10% now.
That it can't confirm, right? You are, Ken. We are over 10% right now, pushing up. Hopefully, it just keeps climbing. I would love, again, we got 2 minutes before the close. Hopefully, it just keeps going after that.
Yeah, and I hope tomorrow it doesn't just sell off, but there might be a sell off tomorrow. But hopefully we don't lose much.
But that's going to wrap up this video. We hope you guys enjoyed this kind of content. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. It really helps support the channel. And again, we're trying to hit 6,000 subs by the end of this month. So hit that sub button. Also, if you're still here watching this, we got a live stream coming up with Tesla's earnings. We're going to go over all the information, see what they've been doing. Hopefully it's good. And hopefully we see Tesla just boom even more tomorrow. It's tough selling. Right now it's about 2.25% on the day. So it could go down, could go up. We'll see. We'll see if it keeps that trend of going down after earnings. But again, thank you so much for all your guys' support. We got the links down in the description and in the first comment. So if you guys want to see that, go check all that stuff out. It really helps support the channel. And again, thank you so much. We'll see you guys in the next video.